Alright guys, good afternoon. So we are on to another video today, and this video I'm going to discuss something very important, which is how to install an Xp600 printer head. The method for installing a printer head is the same whether it is a DX5 or DX7 or Xp600. It's just that the interfaces of installation is different, and I'll explain that in a bit. Now, before I continue at all, I want you to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. What it does is that it makes those videos available to your friends, your colleagues, those who might be, having the exact same problem. So please, before we continue at all, hit that subscribe button and then hit that like button. It's very important. It helps the channel to go to the places where it is needed. Somebody just called me this morning, and then it was because he saw the videos. If you don't subscribe, if you don't like, other people will not see those videos and it won't help them. And by the way, the YouTube algorithm helps us to get more visibility by you hitting that subscribe button and hitting that like button. So I emphasize on, please subscribe right now. Stop what you're looking at and then subscribe and then hit the like button, and then let's start. Alright, so the machine currently has a printer head installed, so we're going to start from that tedious process of taking out a set of printer head and installing a new one. By the way, let me show you some things about printer heads. So let me open this printer head. So let me show you some things. Take it out from the box. Let me show you some things that you need to note about a printer head. Now, when you buy a brand new printer head, this is what it looks like. I don't know if you see it. Can I see it? Brand new. There's literally nothing in it. If you buy a new printer head and you see ink inside any one of these nozzles, then you have a bit of problem. Let me see if I can give you a view of those nozzles. Okay, well, this camera is not the best. I trust that one of these days I'll have a good camera to show you these things. But for now, alright, can you see those nozzles? That is the nozzles. So when we say printer head nozzles, that's what we mean, right? Can you see the nozzles? So these nozzles suck in ink, these things right here, each of these things, right? They suck ink from these tubes, and then they make their way out through these vents. I'll show you those. Can you see those lines? That's where the ink is going to come out from eventually. I don't know if you can see that. Well, don't worry. But that's what a brand new printer head will look like. It's going to have this oil on the face that you can use, and then in most cases it'll have some codes like here. Can I see those codes? And then there's going to have this barcode. Alright, that's it. This is not a tutorial about how to buy a new printer head. If you want to buy a printer head, we have printer heads for sale at a very affordable price. We're buying in bulk. I can even sell it for you for low. For the purpose of, if you tell me you saw this video and you want to purchase a printer head, I can sell it to you for 140,000 naira if you're a Nigerian, and I can sell it for you for less than $160 if you are from anywhere other than Nigeria. So that's a good offer. All you need to do is tell me you saw this video and I can sell it to you for 140,000 naira. Yeah, 140,000 naira. Currently, Nigeria is sold between 150 and 160. So if you called and you saw it from this video, then that's it. Great. Now let's get to it. Now, your printer head connects through these two cables. So that's what we're going to take out. We have two fresh, brand new cables. Not exactly fresh, but they're new cables that you can use. And then this one indicates which one is left or which one is right. You'll see that how we use this in a minute. Now, so on my machine, take this video from me. On my machine, I would remove here. Safety precautions always. So you see that. Let me show you how to do that again. So you take out, if you're using a 𝐼𝐧𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐥𝐿 series, this is how you take out the latch. You pull this behind and then you let the latch back in. So you pull the latch like this and then you leave the latch. This thing is retractable, and then let me show that side. Right, so then you pull it out like that, then you take it out. So that's how you take the facing cover out, and then you set it on the floor whether you like or not. Right, so now the next set of things to do would be to remove this chip right here that connects it to the board. Right, take that out. Once you do, right, you now have that. For your sakes, I'm going to start this process all afresh so that you can see all the procedures of installing a new printer head. Let's do that quickly. So now that's the printer head. I don't know if you can see this. So you set it somewhere quiet. Now don't forget, the machine has to be off while you're doing this. Don't ever keep your machine on. It's either you start a fire, you start an explosion, you kill yourself, or something worse. So don't ever do that. So now, you see these cables, right? Can you see these pins? So the printer head is going to go on this chip right here. See that? It's chip right here. So if you look at this chip, you'll see that it's written left or right. Corresponds to these two cables, left or right. So what we'll do is that these two sides, can you see these edges here? I don't know if you see that. These edges right there. And then this other side doesn't have the edges. Can you see it? So this one that is full is what is going into the chip. So the one indicated right will be in the front this way. Always ensure that these pins, each of these pins, I don't know if you see those pins, right, each of those pins correspond with each of the pins on the print head. I'll show you what I'm doing in a minute. I don't know if you see it. I don't know if you see that. Alright, can you see that each of those pins matches each of the pins on the printer head cable? So I will do the same thing for the one that is under. Right, so stick this one in here, like so. Alright, so now we have two cables in there, one and then two. And then on the printer head side, the printer head. So now when the printer head is facing you, right? When the printer head is facing you, this is the left and then this is the right. How do I know? Well, very simple. So let's plug the chip back into the head like this. Now it says the left is the one at the back. If you look at this chip right here, it's showing you the left is in the back. Left in the back, right? And then the right, this is the left, and then the left comes to the back, so it comes all the way to the left. Are you seeing it? And then the other one here comes all the way to the right. Are you getting it? How do you determine left or right? Well, it's the left or right of your hand. That's how to find the left or right. Left or right of your hand. So this is left hand, this is right hand. If you're facing the printer head, where your right is when you're facing the printer head is what is right. Where your left is when you're facing the printer head is what is left. Great. So you take out the printer head, and now that you know where left or right is, let's install. So you're doing the exact same thing. So you're trying to make sure that these pins matches the pins of the printer head. Can you see? The pins of the printer head also matching the pins of the cable. This is a critical rule. I've installed a machine like this before and then nothing came out. So you must make sure you do this every time you install a new printer head. Can you see? Pin for pin. And then you do the same thing with the right. And then you do the same thing with the right. Turn the printer head, and then you slot it in. You see that? Can you see it? Pin for pin, very important. Have you seen it? Good. And once you do that, you sit the printer head down. You sit the printer head down. Right, you set the printer head down, and then you see some screws here. 1, 2. It's got other ones at the back there. 3, and then 4. Can you see those screws? Well, in my case, I only have 2 screws. So, see that? Oh, you can see that. Right, so we're done. Alright, so we're back. Now we have installed the printer head, and the machine is now on. Now, anytime you install a brand new printer head, I always advise that you do a manual pump. We'll do that in a bit. The reason we do manual pump is so that the printer head can suck in inks. We're done with that. We're good to fire. So can you see that this tube is now full? So when all the tubes are full, you cancel it, then you do clean nozzle. So we need to test whether what we did was okay, and the only way we test it is to do a nozzle test. So I see that. So once you see this, we're good to go. Have a lovely day. See you next time.